Lessons from the Prophet's Sayings, a program presented and prepared by Asim Al-Hakim.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله الأمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, may Allah be pleased with him, told us that a man came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said, "O Prophet of Allah, advise me, but be brief." So the Prophet gave him 3 advices. He said, when you stand to pray, pray like a man bidding farewell. Do not say anything for which you will have to apologize, and give up hope for what other people have. We talked about the prayer and its importance, and how is it a person would pray the prayer of a person bidding farewell. And we move on to the second part of the hadith, where the Prophet says, alayhi salatu wasalam, do not say anything for which you will have to apologize for. Now this may sound a little bit strange, and those who do not understand the hadith would probably say that the Prophet ﷺ does not want us to apologize. And some would even go further to say it is forbidden to apologize for the things you do. And of course, this understanding is not straight, it's twisted. The Prophet ﷺ is not telling us not to apologize. On the contrary, it is Islamic when you do something wrong that you ask for forgiveness and you apologize. And that is why the more sins we offer, the more we ask Allah Azza wa Jal for forgiveness. And whenever you do someone wrong, you surely have to apologize for him and seek his forgiveness. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ told us that whoever has any form of aggression or oppression against his fellow Muslim, he should ask him for forgiveness before the day of judgment. Because then, that is on the day of judgment, there is no dirham or dinar. There is no way that a person could compensate for the wrongs that he had done with paying money. It is only good deeds and bad deeds. So the Prophet ﷺ is definitely not instructing us not to apologize for our shortcomings and wrongdoings. But the Prophet ﷺ is tackling the root of the problem. So instead of doing wrong things and apologizing for them, the best case scenario would be that you don't do wrongdoings at all. And this is exactly what the Prophet ﷺ is instructing us not to do. That is, not to say or do anything that we will have to regret it and apologize for it. And unfortunately, we are in great need for such an advice, because we are not definitely doing any of that. If we look at the things we say, we will find that we have a lot of sins coming out from our mouths. And this tongue of ours has lots and lots of implications that can be fatal. Unfortunately, whenever you sit with the Muslims, you will not be able to skip backbiting or ridiculing someone or slandering. And as Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, said that nothing on earth requires and needs long incarceration more than the tongue, because this tongue is what takes a lot of us into big trouble, not only on earth, not only in this life, but unfortunately on the day of judgment as well. There are so many marriages and houses that have been demolished and destroyed by the tip of a tongue. There are hundreds and thousands of feuds that were lit into flames by this tongue. How many words a person says without noticing would take him down the fire of hell for more than 70 years. The Prophet ﷺ was given the concise speech. They used to count the number of words he utters, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But if you look at all of these words, you would find them only in the things that would please Allah the Almighty. And this is how we should be. We should avoid saying things that we would need to apologize for, and we should avoid saying things that would anger Allah Azza wa Jal. And finally, the Prophet says, alayhi salatu salam, and give up hope for what other people have. This indicates that if you connect your heart to what others have, hoping that maybe they will give you some of it, this shows that you do not have full dependence on Allah Azza wa Jal, and that your heart is not connected fully to Him. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever guarantees that he does not ask the people anything, I would guarantee him Jannah. The more you look at what the people possess and have in their hands, the more you are enslaved to them. And the more you look only at what Allah Azza wa Jal possesses and has, the more you will be rich by Allah, free from worshipping, free from being a slave to the servants of Allah Azza wa Jal. So this is a call from the Prophet ﷺ to all of us to be only rich by Allah and not to look at what people have, whether in their power, whether in their fame, or in their wealth. I'm afraid that this is all the time we have for today's program. So until we meet next time, fi amanillah, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Lessons from the Prophet's Sayings, a program presented and prepared by Asim Al-Hakim.